as the entrants come in here for the 200 free final, the A final for the men. Great Britain has half the field. You mentioned at the top of the telecast, Natalie, in the neighborhood of 60 in their traveling party to come here, and a great showcase here in this event in Indianapolis.
They are a very big presence. As you walk around the pool deck, you hear a lot of British accents. It's not normal when you're in Indianapolis to hear so many British accents.
And there is the defending world champ for the long course worlds in 2015 in this event, Drew Kibler, 16-year-old Indiana native out of the Carmel Swim Club. He's in lane number 1. Filippo Manini of Italy, two-time world champion in the 100 free at age 35, still getting things done. Rhea Sakata of Japan, 14 years his junior, just 21 years of age alongside in lane number 3. Here's the first of the Brits, Stephen Milne, 22-year-old in lane number 4. Duncan Scott, 19-year-old from Team GB, and 2 silvers on the relays in Rio. He's in lane 5. Zane Grothy, out of the Badger Swim Club, the 24-year-old, won the 400 free earlier in the meet. James Guy, and the defending world champ long course in this event, Nicholas Granger, rounding out the field, and the Brits. He's in lane 8.
Take care, Mark.
So a stacked field here, especially with these guys who are used to racing one another, you would assume, from Team GB.
I would assume, but you have no idea. Sometimes when I went out to meets out in Great Britain, you forget that it is such a large country and so many people come together. So, 60 people, maybe it's similar to the US where you see the same people at all the meets and you feel like a family. But off that start, I thought Filippo did such a nice job reacting to that starter gun.
Guy in lane 7, pounding ahead. Duncan Scott, lane number 5, his closest pursuer. Sakata in lane number 3, looks to hold down 3rd position at this point.
James Guy, 52-1 going out, really attacking the beginning of this race. Beautiful tempo and getting lots of air, breathing to the left side every left stroke, doing a really nice job with that, and it looks like he's in control.
Somewhat disappointing for him, 4th in the 200 free, missing a podium after winning the world title the year before, not able to finish on the podium in Rio. Right now, his countryman Duncan Scott neck and neck with him towards the finish.
Oh man, this is a race, and they're looking at each other right now, really digging hard, driving those legs. Oh, this is so tough.
Scott lane 5, Guy lane 7. To the wall, Guy looks to have it done. James Guy holds off Duncan Scott for the win here in Indy. They are the top 2 times in the event in the world this year, and get the sense they were pushing each other there.
They were definitely pushing each other. That was a really nice last 50 for James Guy, 27.10 to finish that out. He had a good finish, kept his head relatively down. He picked it up a little bit, but like I said, those fundamentals, we could all work on them. This is the halfway turn, and we saw James Guy up here in lane 7, just attacking it from the beginning, and he maintained control the entire time.
We mentioned understanding each other, knowing each other, relays together in Rio, and now competing against one another here in Indy. Look at the stroke for Guy.
He has one of those lopping strokes, really, really beautiful job of keeping his tempo up with that kind of lopping to the one side, but he almost got caught at the end, but he held it for the finish. Going
into that final turn, Scott was as close, it seems, as he would get, and Guy just enough at the finish to hold on. And James Guy joins us now. Congratulations on the win. You and Duncan going Stroke for stroke there. Talk to me about that race and what was important to you at the finish.
Well, I mean, for time-wise, it's pretty decent. It's my second 200 freestyle of the year. I mean, me and Duncan are great teammates, so it's about balancing out towards the end and who had the biggest drive towards the end, I think.
It looked like you controlled that race the entire time. Like, I was really impressed by your first 100. Was that the idea going into that race?
Oh, thank you very much. I mean, I think the 200 free tonight was about kind of building the race throughout the whole way, so trying to go out controlled and steady and then bring it back as fast as I can, and luckily I did enough for that, yeah.
Well, you brought it back very, very fast and did a really nice job at that finish. You guys had such a nice race at the end. Is it easier or harder with racing your countrymen at a meet like this?
It's a tough question. I mean, obviously it's about me and Duncan and the other guys tonight. We're in the 4x2 freestyle in Rio, so if we can all swim fast, it's great because it's going to push that kind of relay towards World Champs this year. So, yeah, I mean, it's a great swim for all those British guys, I think.
James, great to see you perform well tonight. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Thank you very much.
James Guy of Team GB leading the contingent here. Team GB, we mentioned 4 athletes in the race. They take the top 3 spots with Guy, Scott, and Stephen Milne. James Guy, though, the best of the bunch, takes the W. The women's 200 back. It's on deck from Indy.